It is a new day here in Tritoncraft. I'm so thrilled to have you here. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. I hope that you're doing absolutely amazing today. We are in a very familiar place, but it probably doesn't look very familiar. Like there's a stack of diamond blocks over there for some reason, and a stack of them over there. There's a whole bunch of lights on the ceiling, but where the heck are we? We're right here. We are in the back of our storage area because, let's face it, this storage area was finished before the 1.16 update, before the Nether update, before Caves and Cliffs 1 and 2, before the Wild update. There have been so freaking many blocks added to the game since then. It's insane how many more blocks have been added to the game since then, that this storage room is just not equipped to handle. It's just not. And we had to build these little offshoots over here, and over here, and all these different little areas to try to cram in all these new items. But then now it just is disjointed. Like, I gotta go to this room, I gotta go to this room, I gotta go to this room. Blah, 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 no. No more. None. No more. So what I'm still getting used to Swift Sneak. I'm still getting used to it. Oh my goodness. I'm so fast. That was also very close to my face. I'm sorry. But what I decided to do is we are going to massively, and I mean massively, expand this storage area. The diamond pillars are marking the borders of a chunk. So basically, that's a chunk there. There's another one in the middle here, and then there's another one there. And then it goes for 3 more chunks that way. I have a 6-chunk grid, 2x3, marked out here because I want to build a storage unit so it's all contained within those 6 chunks. And that is going to be more than enough space to fit in all of this and all of this. This is just going to end up getting ripped out. We're just going to end up probably adding and beefing up the wall there. Or maybe we'll extend out like where our Axolotl Sanctuary is and all this dripstone. Man, all that dripstone really needs to get trimmed down in there by the looks of it. So yeah, we stuck a little thing down here. Here's the problem with this, though, and I knew this was going to be a nightmare. This is why I've put off doing this for so long. It's because we have a lot of this kind of thing intersecting with this new grid area. This is the output line for the tree farm that's outside of the base. The items get into an item dispenser and they get shot down in here, and they take this ice path over to our storage unit. Same thing happens over on the other side here. If we cross over through here, over here, this right here, that's our melon and pumpkin farm up there. But this is the output line for the melon and pumpkin farms right here. And then this is a feed from our sugarcane and our bamboo and other farms outside. This comes from somewhere else, who knows? And then this is where it all feeds in to go into the storage unit. All of that has to change. I'm going to have to reroute all of these lines to move them around the new perimeter of the base. Or I also could, because this is now the Wild update or Caves and Cliffs Part 2, whatever, the world height has been lowered. So I have now nothing but just free real estate under here. I could move these feed lines down, and then we could bring like an item elevator up to bring the items into the system or something. I haven't really decided exactly what we're going to do yet. I'm kind of just busy in here trimming out all these different blocks and trying to get rid of all of this nonsense. And I hate it, and it sucks, and it's the worst, and it's terrible, and I hate it. Also, don't want this stuff right now. This also is going to have to get moved. This goes to like, there's a little lava dispenser thingy somewhere down in there. I am debating on whether or not I want to raise the ceiling or like I probably actually lower the floor by 1 block. But then I would have to kind of completely redo this down here too. And I don't know if I want to necessarily do that. But then again, we need something a little more modern down here. We need more than 4 blast furnaces. We need, I don't know, like we need a whole lot of a whole bunch of all sorts of different things. I want to modernize this room. I want to make it good. I mean, modernize, but not in like the redstone-y sorty way. Because yeah, I'm sorry, but it's not for me. Like, it's just not for me. I know a lot of people find it more convenient, but like to me, the putting together of the redstone circuitry, and even if I'm following a tutorial, it would be so frustrating to me. I'll hate it. I also am going to have to figure out what to do about things like these bubble vaders that connect here, all these bubble vaders and stuff that leave out of the area. This is all going to have to be figured out. Like, these are still connected, and like I can't move the structures up above them. So like, are our bubble vaders going to end up having to get relocated? Do we have to do something else with it? I don't necessarily know exactly what's going to happen with it. But as I said, this isn't going to be our project today. This is actually not what we had in mind. We are going to hit the button on our little randomizer downstairs here, and we are going to pick something else to do. Ow, ow, what the heck? Huh? I kind of want it to be Slime Farm now. Stupid slime. Ah. But yeah, this is all going to have to come out of here too, because some of those light switches that you saw in the floor, those are light switches that are lighting up these lamps and stuff. All this area down here is going to have to get ripped out and removed. I'm probably going to try to put somewhere in the storage area a special place for like active projects, like that I have shulker boxed off, like that way I can stick shulker boxes in it and say, hey, these are for active projects, make sure you check. Like, and granted, I'm the only one that plays in this world right now, so it doesn't really matter, but you know, that way I could just parse it off and be like, okay, these are for this project, please don't touch any of these supplies, you know. So but like, yeah, like this area is all going to kind of end up getting ripped out of here. But let's get down here to our little green screen action area here. It's time finally, once again, it's been forever since I have hit this button here, to pick ourselves a little something to do. We got finish the house. Like, some of this stuff is like, oh my god, I have so many different things to do with it. Things that I hope I don't get: the overworld highway or the nether highway, because I just did a ton of work on the overworld highway with like the iron golem and all that other stuff. Like all this episodes before I took the break there, all of it was extending that overworld highway so much. And then of course I've just now done 2 massive expansions to the nether highway system. I don't feel like doing any more of it. I really can't, you know. But and I really hope this doesn't come up, because I have no idea what that is. I don't know what it is. Oh my goodness. Without further ado, I'm wasting time here. Let's stop wasting time. Let's hit the button and let's find out what Minecraft has in store. Oh. All right, ready? And let's hit the drum roll. Let's bring it up. Yeet. I quit. All right, fine. So obviously I can't quit. I think every time I hit that button, I really want it to give me just a gimme. Like, throw me a bone with like the easiest, simplest project you can possibly produce for me. And every time I end up getting one of these massive, like, grindy projects that I'm just like, oh. Like, we still have to add bridge supports all under this section. So I wanted to kind of come out here and just go through with you guys for just a hot second here. All of the areas I know the nether highway needs attention. Now, there are certain areas, this is not the nether, Nick, of this highway that are not going to get touched today. There is a southern extension that comes way down here past where Tommy's castle is. And then it just kind of continues off into nothingness. There's nothing else down here. For now, and I've got like a little T intersection there. For now, that's just going to stay as it is. We may pave it to that point and like get the lighting in there and the carpets and stuff, so that way we don't have the snow. Like, we may upgrade that to that system. Well, otherwise, like, I'm not going to extend the highway down that way. But we've got bridge supports that have to be put in down on this section here. We also need a ton more conduits, which means I'm going to have to go shipwreck hunting and find a ton of hearts of the sea. We're going to need to build another tunnel that's going to go down underground here. And that tunnel is going to meet up with this that comes out of here. We got a tunnel that's going to come out of here. This is all blocked off right now. But that is, of course, where our tunnel comes into this system here and then goes over to our red golem friend over there. So that's all going to get taken care of. Why is there just like a random pillager with a flag over here? Lord only knows. Now, this section over here got pretty well done last time with building the tunnel and everything. Like, I lit up everything. We put in all the supports and everything. You know what this means? I'm going to have to fight like 80 million drowned again. Please, for the love of God. I can't even. And then we have this section over here. Now, there are 2 areas over here. Again, we need bridge supports over here. But there's 2 areas over here that we really need to focus on. The northern expansion, which is going to go way north up that way. Mandy and Tommy have a base up there. They made a raid farm up there. And I wanted at some point to start trying to extend the highway system up that way. Maybe not the entire way, but maybe at least some section of it, and then they can do more of it if they ever rejoin the server. And then there's this section here that comes by their village here, but it's not actually tied into the village at all, and there's no way to actually connect into the village. And then it just kind of ends here abruptly. So I want to continue that out this way. and get that paved as well, because I want it just to be like, you know, these are the developed areas, and then, you know, maybe you take the highway to a different area and you start working on something else. That means we're also going to need an absolute mountain and ton of redstone lamps and daylight sensors. Fortunately, digging out the bastion and doing the frog light farm and all that stuff, I found like an eternity of quartz. Like extending that nether highway project and just all the ancient debris I just gathered recently. I've got a ton of quartz, so we're not going to be hurting for quartz or anything like that, but oh, still, this is going to be so ridiculously grindy. And here's the thing, too. It's not interesting. Like, it's not like I could bring you guys back and be like, oh, look at this section of the road that I also built. So, you know, we're going to do this. There are going to be some time lapses. We're going to have some fun building more highway sections. We're probably going to add in some of these like coal blocks like this. Like, I really do love the coal blocks. I think they look really, really great in here like this. So we'll probably end up doing some more of that stuff as well. But, I mean, basically, for now, I've got to double check our materials and pick a starting point. And see you guys soon. Month has passed since the beginning of this video, and I'm not gonna lie, it's because I honestly put this project off for a while, and I was kind of grinding out little bits and bombs of it in between here. The time-lapse stuff and the quick footage that you guys saw of me constructing this thing, that's really all you're gonna see, because this is so repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. But welcome back, everybody. I'm super thrilled to kind of show you all of the expansions of our overworld highway system. And I didn't skimp on this. I didn't cheat out on it. I didn't not add the bridge supports or the lights along the sides or anything like that. The only things we don't have, words are hard, Nick. The only things that we don't have right now are two. Sea pickles, which I want to do sea pickles all along the floor of the entire thing so that we can kind of follow it along the bed of the sea floor. If you've seen over near the tunnel, I did something similar over there. And also conduits. We need way more hearts of the sea. I need probably like 24 of them. And they're not the easiest things in the world to come by. And that's just going to take a lot of grinding. We'll probably honestly do a stream. Excuse me for just a moment here. We used a lot, and I mean a lot. Ow. We used a lot of black concrete in the construction of this bridge. All of our lights are in place. All of our sensors are in place. All of our fence posts are in place. And we are heading basically south. This goes toward that raid farm. I think I talked about it in an earlier clip, Mandy and Tommy's raid farm. I've got an amethyst geode down there. There's also another one right over here, which is flooded. Yep, right up here. Both of them within range of this conduit here. Yeah, we got a couple of amethyst geodes in here that we can harvest and kind of do our little crystal-y thing. We're going to need a lot more tinted glass for a couple of projects, so it's kind of nice to have these, and it's also kind of nice to have a conduit within range of both of them. Makes it a little bit easier to survive out here. But I spent a lot of the past month, because I mean, again, I just don't have a lot of time to play. Like, I don't have a ton of time. So the little bit of free time I get, I'm like grinding out like little pieces of projects here, there, and absolutely everywhere. So I've spent most of it rebuilding the entire storage room. The entire next episode, all it's going to be is a tour of the storage room, all the different things that I built in there. I'm so excited for you guys to see it. I was going to include clips of it as part of this. I decided to save all of it for the next video because, I mean, you guys are going to love it. I am so in love with it. I adore it. There's also a big chest monster in the middle of it we got to get rid of, but that's beside the point. But yeah. We have this nice northward extension here. This goes all the way up to where those amethyst geodes are. Eventually, that will continue further north. And you can see this eventually comes down here to our intersection down here. We can take this a little bit faster here. This intersection was already here, but we also now added in our bridge pillars and everything going all the way down this way. None of these bridge pillars were here. Hello. Don't you love it when a whole bunch of free ink spawns right in front of your face? Someday I will probably have some kind of squid farm in this world, but I mean, my God, you get so much ink from killing them normally. And then this is what you saw in the time lapse. This is a massive extension of this. This is one leg of the highway that is going to have to take a journey for a few thousand blocks to get to the magical village. Eventually, this highway system is going to reach all the way to the magical village. Don't ask. Don't ask. The frustrating thing about it is so much of it crosses over water. Like, if it went through land, I wouldn't need to build the bridge supports and stuff. But it doesn't all do that. It just doesn't. It doesn't all do that. You can see some of these are actually missing the actual conduit thingy itself because we don't have the hearts of the sea, so I didn't build them yet. But I mean, you know, in terms of what I wanted to do, in terms of the highway project, I got a huge extension done. I mean, Mandy and Tommy's village is barely on the horizon. It's barely a speck on the horizon as far out as I decided to take the highway system over here. And then you also saw in an earlier time lapse here, if we kind of head up here to the intersection and we take ourselves a little right-hand turn. Don't look at that. Don't look at that thing over there on the left. That's been there the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about. And if we kind of fly down here along the highway, down past Tommy's castle, those frogs have been there the whole time. I didn't put them there, I promise. Fly through our little tunnel here, and of course, this is the other part that we saw here as we finished this expansion way down here. This part, I did add sea pickles in. You'll see that the whole sea floor is lit up. I want to get this done, but I'm going to have to build some kind of sea pickle farm. It's ridiculous trying to do this nonsense without some kind of sea pickle farm. Like one sensor was incorrect, but I mean, this has always been about like infrastructure, like just kind of connecting the world, connecting all these little different aspects of this world together. I'm thrilled with it. I love doing the overworld highway. Like, I love it when it's done, but I don't love doing it. And I'm going to be 100% honest. This is no longer going to come up in our random shuffler for things to do here on the server. I want to get into new projects. This is something that I'm just going to grind out off camera. We'll do a section here. We'll do a section there. You know, just kind of keep pushing our way out toward the magical village, keep pushing north. This southern extension of it, I don't know exactly what that's going to be, and there's only one part of it I decided not to touch right now, and that's because it's going to be a whole lot more complicated, because it's going to require another tunnel build, which I really didn't want to get into right now. Also, this extension is not done either. We got to put bridge supports over here and whatnot as well. But yeah, you can see, like, this one I didn't do either because we've got to build that tunnel section over here. And I don't know how I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do the same exact tunnel design that I have over here. If I want to try to do something, I don't know, a little bit different. Like, it would still have to incorporate the tunnel aspect to some degree because that's what we have under here and that's what we have under there. But I kind of had it in my mind I was going to, like, maybe make the tunnel collapsed or something like that. Like, maybe make the highway so the highway had collapsed or something like that. I don't know necessarily. That'll be another project for another day. But I'm thrilled with exactly how much... how much life this brings to the entire overworld area here, how alive it makes the entire thing feel, especially with the bridge supports. Like it just doesn't feel incomplete anymore. It always felt so incomplete whenever we were dealing with this entire project. And I'm so glad that I've taken the time now to kind of get all of this stuff done. It just looks absolutely amazing now. Just, I mean, look at all the bridge supports now going all the way through. We just got to get sea pickles. We just got to get sea pickles, and it's going to look absolutely amazing. One thing I will show you guys, we're out of rockets, but that's okay because we've got Riptide. One section I want to show you guys, which I kind of just came up with like a little cool thing, and I mean, it's like it's such a bland, boring, same project. Like I kind of got to show you guys every tiny little baby flourish and everything like that I come up with. Is that sad? It's kind of sad. But I just kind of did these little elevated little box things here, and then the same thing over here. I got to get some stone and blend it in with that when I didn't do that with that. This pillar just kind of goes right through that coral formation there because I didn't feel like removing the whole thing. I thought it would look cooler if we kind of maybe made it part of it. Or maybe the coral formation, maybe the cluster has kind of grown around it or something like that. See, look at that. We've got more and more of those. They're all empty, though. All of them are absolutely empty. I do just want to take the time to thank you so much for watching. Your support means everything to me. If you like the channel, if you like the content and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Leave a comment. Engagement really does help me grow. It will help me reach more people. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure you help me share it with other people who might enjoy it as well. Next time, we descend through this amazing pillar that goes quite a way down into our brand new store. Woo, jeez. Quite a way down into our brand new storage facility. Cannot wait to show you guys everything that I've been working on down there. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye. I intended that to be way more dramatic and like I was getting sucked into the bubble vader here. Like, there we go. Bye!